Hi, in the name of Christ, how's it? It's Garabo. I hope you're good, I hope you're peachy, I hope you're still in, I hope you're in a neat little bunch. It's the 21st of December, 2023 on a Thursday. It's a Thursday. Yeah, having quite a rough day. I am being afflicted like no man's business, but you know, yeah, I survived today. Instead of like caveats, let me just put some caveats out there first. I may or may not be wearing app makeup. If I am, you will know. It is an app, it bounces up and down, so don't take things too seriously when that's happening. My captions too are not always accurate, so just look out for that. Y'all, yesterday I was huffing and puffing and blowing the house down for good reason, and I keep getting sort of kinda confirmed too that we're going home, that the tribulation is happening, the rapture. But you know, I'm not really sure because I'm always just on a fence. But the way that my life is, hey Joe, I know I'm not the only Christian on the earth, but it's too rough. It's literally too rough. Anyway, whatever. So the life that I live, my survival tactics to get through the day, given how lofty all of the same activity that's going on today, to me, given how lofty it will be then, people need to employ pretty much the same strategies that I'm employing to get through the day, to survive. Like, find something to do every day. Today I couldn't even stand the sound of my own voice, so I couldn't listen to my videos. So I watched what do you call this? I watched a movie on Netflix, and it helped pass the time. It was better. Yeah, because when I'm under this kind of attack, I feel like everything that I am and I do is just worthless. So it helps to watch other people doing whatever on TV. Y'all, people are about to go through what I'm going through. People are about to go through what I'm going through, but like, add a multiplier to it. It's gonna be even worse, okay? So when you do get caught in that tribulation knot, all I can say is, what shall I say? What is this? Find a routine. Survive, get to the next day and the next day and the next day. The Lord showed me that this would be happening a lot in the run up to the rapture, that I'm gonna be basically exasperated, overcome, that I'm gonna get thrown curses like on a loop, just back to back. So it's happening, and I am struggling to strive, I'm struggling to survive, but I am surviving. Yeah, it's about just getting from one day to the next. I don't really have anything to say because I told you guys that whenever I get repeat spells going forward, when people just do the same trash, I am not going to talk about it. I'm not going to expand at length. So that's one of those days today where it is that trash has been done and I am not going to labor. It's the same crap, same rubbish. So no need to highlight it. That's just gonna be the sorrow of your souls in the tribulation, the bane of your existence in the tribulation. People are just gonna repeat the same things. This animal, this beast, oh goodness, like I hate that guy as well. This guy from America, like he's yes, like it, he is an embarrassment to the US. That's all I can say. He's an embarrassment to America, and over and above being an embarrassment to America, he is what America deserves for doing this to itself. Like, it set criminals free. Let them hop up and down these streets. There were so many other things that could have been done. I don't know, like, yo, I don't know. Never mind other things that could have been done, but for me it's like just the kinds of crimes that were committed, like the kinds of criminals that were set free. You cannot tell me that the majority of prisons are not made up of petty criminals, aren't they? Aren't the majority of jails made up of people that, you know, broke into a jewelry store and stole a necklace, aren't they made up of people that robbed convenience stores? Aren't they made up of people that stole copper cables for electricity? Like, aren't they made up of people that are generally not dangerous to other people? Isn't that the like majority of criminals in prison? I'd like to believe that that's a thing. Like, are the majority of criminals in prisons not people that if you just put them in the middle of other people, the most that other people will struggle with is just being pickpocketed? The most that other people will struggle with is basically just missing stuff because this guy's around, and maybe even being, you know, hands bound, as in like dude is coming to rob your house, and so he locks everybody in a basement, cleans it, and gets out, and then like the neighbors or the police or whatever find the whole family still alive and everything, just, you know, tied in a basement. Aren't the majority of prisons made up of people like those that go out of their way to avoid harming humans? They just want to make a quick buck, but they would never kill. Isn't that the majority of the prison system? Most people don't just tend or incline towards murder, guys. They just don't. Like, they just don't. And I just feel as if America could have done a better job if at all they wanted to social distance prisoners. They could have found other people. They could have found other criminals, yo. Like, they should have just measured who it is, gauged who it is that they can set free in their numbers by whether or not they are a harm, physical, to society. How it is that America set free an attempted murderer. I just don't get it. How it can set free like a rapist, an attempted, like people who harm other people's humanity. I don't get how they could do that, because look at what their little beast is doing to me. He went to prison for attempted murder and was let go because of COVID-19. Could they have not just found some petty thief that broke into a jewelry store? Like, that guy might break into another jewelry store after he gets out, but the owner of the jewelry store is gonna live to tell the story to the wife and the children. I've got a murderer on my hands, and he is trying to finish me off. The attempted murder that he commenced was only attempted murder because the person he tried to kill survived. That's what's good. Like, that's so basically he's just a killer. He's a murderer. And he's in my hair like a tick because America just set him free. Like, they just set him free to peruse the internet and slide into the DMs of unsuspecting women online. And then a year, 2 years later, he's still trying to kill them. A year, 2 years later, he is still trying to kill me. Like, what the heck? Yo, anyway, whatever, it is what it is. That's just the kind of nasty beast that's been unleashed on me. And I just gotta deal with the fact that this person is here. He's around. Like, he's alive. And he is walking the streets of America freely. Unfortunately, thanks to the internet, globalization, and stuff, he then found me all the way in South Africa. Like, I've garnered for myself a stalker. Like, a murderous one that wants to die in peace. A murderous man that wants to die in peace. And the tenement of him dying in peace is if at all he can confirm that I am dead. I don't know how many times I have tried to make a decision to walk away from my ministry, but that's exactly what the devil wants. That's exactly what's not going to work. Like, I'm in danger. I'm in trouble. And when you're in trouble, you don't stay put. You try to get out. And the only way that I'm gonna get out of this is my ministry. It's by basically telling my story. If at all the rapture doesn't happen, ain't nobody gonna find me. Get towards. Like, yeah. But this person is working tooth and nail to make sure I don't get anywhere. And it's not just this animal. I don't even know why I keep calling him an animal, because animals are not like this. I don't know what he is. Like, I can't even describe some demon. Thank you. He's just a demon. Animals are not like this. Animals are not this destructive. They're just not. Like, it's unfair to even call him an animal, because animals are not like that. This little demon is not the only one. There are quite a lot of other people, but like I said, he is quite prolific in comparison to everybody else. And my country is what it is that threw me to things like that. Men like those. Y'all, you're about to endure a terrible time. And in the run-up to this horrible time coming, I've been begging God to just knock this guy out, but you know, everything that God does, that he does it in his timing, perfect timing. He knows what he's doing and what he's going to achieve, how he's going to achieve it, at what time. and I just have to wait. Okay, but while I wait, I have to find everything that's going to distract my mind from the spiritual abuse that I'm endured under by a complete stranger. Actually, a complete stranger. Complete strangers. But like I said, this dude from the US is quite hard knock. He's hard knock. He is hard knock in the worst way. And shoo, whoa. I didn't know human beings could be this crazy. I had no idea. I had no clue. I had no idea that people could be this crazy. I guess I knew, but I didn't know, because the thing is, when you're not on the receiving end of so much cray-cray, you only see it in movies, and you think that directors and producers are very creative, they're innovative to a point where they basically are extending beyond what capabilities human beings have. But even the Bible says the human heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So I guess if they could conjure up in their minds to basically do a movie about a crazy psychopath, they exist. And yeah, I was about to say Silence of the Lambs, but Hannibal Lecter was a real guy. He actually existed. He was Jack the Ripper was a real guy. Look, there are human beings that are very crazy. It's just that I have never met one until now, and I can't believe that I've bagged for myself such a dangerous human being in my life. Like, he's just dangerous, and America unleashed that animal on me. It's not an animal, it's a demon.
If you think about Storisa Esther with
1
Mordecai,
minute.
the very thing that I've been pleading.
Okay. This guy ish, I even now lost my train of thought. I don't want to poke myself with the side that is sharp. Yeah, ish, I lost my train of thought. Yo. Perilous times. 2 Timothy 3. This little mongrel gargoyle from the US, that's what's gonna be pursuing you in the what do you call this, in the tribulation. Yeah guys, it's coming. Okay, just exhaustion with human evil, exhaustion with how far people can go, with how dark they are, exhaustion with a moral turpitude, the magnitude of which you never fathomed you would ever encounter in all of your life. You're gonna be bumping into people like those on a daily basis, and you're gonna have to run. You're not gonna trust anyone. You're gonna be on edge right now. You can walk to the grocery store. You can walk past people, other pedestrians on the street, without fearing that they might just shoot you down as you walk, like just like that. You can get out of your car in a crowded city and low-key sort of kind of 75% feel kind of safe that you're gonna be okay. You can walk in a bustling city full of people and trust that you're gonna get to your apartment, that you're gonna get to your car, that you're gonna get to your destination, your office building. Yeah, like how crowded, for instance, I'm thinking now about downtown Joburg, Brie, or Nord, like taxi ranks. Yeah, I mean, if you've been in downtown Joburg, you will know how hectic it gets there. It's really bustling. Yeah, like really bustling. And all throughout my, well, not all throughout my largely a lot of my teenage years, depending on where I lived at the time, I was always in downtown Joburg in my school uniform, you know, amidst men that were always like, hello, like flittering, you know, trying to holler at us, a chick in school uniform. Too young for him, but nonetheless, I braved those streets out, and I got home safely every single day. That's why I'm here still at 39. I did not get kidnapped because I low-key trusted that even though these men are perverted and they have no business asking out or pursuing such a young girl, that it'll just stop at that. Like, nobody's gonna take me and hit me and twist my hand and put it behind my back and force me, because society is generally currently just regulated by some kind of a moral, you know, a moral, what do you call this, like it's just a flatlined morality, something that helps us just get through the day. But the tribulation is a time of singularity, do you understand, where people reach the nth degree of their evil. We regulate each other as human beings whenever it is that we are in bustling ecosystems. But that same schoolgirl, if she was busy frequenting those streets at 10 at night, then the same guy might actually rape her. The same guy might rape her, but during the day he just, you know what I mean? And that's where he leaves it at. So I guess it's about, you know, walking around in daytime to trust as mankind that you will safely walk around. Do you understand? Without just being shot right there, dead onto the, you know, you can trust that you're gonna get home if you're gonna, like, you know, great trek through downtown Johannesburg. You can trust that you're gonna get home. Insofar as you're doing all that during a certain time of day. Certain time of day. But not at night. And the tribulation is like the night time. Right now you're in day. You're in broad daylight. Where it is that you can walk out and just pass a neighbor. And, you know, they might even smile at you awkwardly as you, like, pass each other. They might even offer you a ride, like, whatever. You know, people are just generally cordial, generally decent enough for us to live more or less at peace in our neighborhoods. Those of us that are blessed enough to live in places where there's no war. Yeah, that's what's up. But then the night is coming. The sun is about to set and it's about to become 11 p.m. It's about to become midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning for the world. Where it is that going outside is going to be like the equivalent of walking around or riding a bike at 1 a.m. at night. Yeah? Oh, I don't have. Earlier. I wanted to ask you for one earlier. I'm out. I'll go by later. Yeah, like, what is this? 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever. You see, even all of these, like, headaches all over the show. Demonic attack, demonic abuse all over. Like, where it is that you have to keep on taking meds just to get through headaches that people have induced in your ecosystem because they keep throwing spells on you. Because people keep throwing you witchcraft and then you wake up with like this menacing, nuisancing headache. Yeah, well, I'm trying to conquer taking your grandpa thing because I don't want to I don't want to give myself a habit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to give myself a habit. But the way that I've been popping grandpa these past like weeks is gonna give me a habit because of the fact that such that I'm being attacked by headaches. Do you understand? Headaches from here to Timbuktu that are astronomical. Like astronomical. Yeah, such that without that grandpa I can't get through the day. And wonke umuntu is busy downing the thing because they don't understand that all of these headaches is demonic attack, demonic abuse. Cause like right now, my mom just asked me for a grandpa. She doesn't even realize that the reason why she's even falling apart on a headache thing is because there are a whole bunch of evil strangers bewitching my family, her, them, to persecute me. There is a somberness, a climate of macabre around. Do you understand? That I can sense it, I can pick it up, I can smell it. It's thick. I can stab it, yeah. But people that are fallen, people that don't have grace, that don't have the Holy Spirit, they don't know. They don't know that it's not of them you're not getting. It's not of them that very soreness of the body, the stiffness of the body, the tightness of the neck, the feeling of exhaustion. Just you're walking through amanzi, you're being resisted by something, you can tell, and it's hard to take one step. You can't exercise easily. You're just exhausted. Like, no matter how much you eat, fuel your body, no matter how many energy drinks you bring into your system, and no matter how much you're even fit, nothing works. You have to literally just drag your life through life. That night is coming and it's gonna be magnified. Right now you're in the day. This is nothing. What I'm going through ain't jack, y'all. It's nothing. In Dabeoguti today I was so depressed that I couldn't even listen to the sound of my own voice. So I ended up watching a movie on Netflix and it was better. Stuff like that. Where you're going to be plunged into a severity of despair. I J. Just ja. Like Justin J. Like no provocation from anybody. But like just because of the sheer numbers of demons around, you will feel the weight of all that. Like trapped in a world that is so spiritually oppressed. That everybody's walking around like an old man whose muscles are getting, stiff, whose bones are rigid, who is fragile, who's got arthritis, who has got mental blockages, amnesia, can't piece his sentences together anymore. Yeah, like an old person really just struggling to get from day to day because their body is giving up on them. But you're 27. At that time, you're like 18 years old. You're 7 years old. Yeah. You've got so much energy. You can do 10 cartwheels in one, in 1 minute you can do like 45. Like, what is this? Like, those jump, not squats, but that froggy exercise where it is that you jump like a frog from the floor. Yeah, using your entire body like an excited little froggy, like that. Do 45 to 60 of those in a minute because you like that fit. You're that athletic. You're athletic. You are this 22-year-old athlete, and yet you're going to be walking around like an old woman. I've been asking God if I'm getting old. I'm 39, okay? I'm 39. So the exhaustion in my body, I'm not sure if it's age or if it's demonic. Because in the mornings, it's especially bad after I've woken up. In the mornings, I literally, hey guys, when you're a kid growing up and every time you listen to old people walk, it's like there's a screeching door. You climb everything, you make a noise with everything that you do. Getting off the bed, sitting down, getting up the stairs, and I feel that way some days, and I'm like, God, is this age? Sometimes, yes, indeed, it's because I've worked really hard on exercise, and so my muscles are stiff and my knees are sore because of just having pushed too much the day before. And so going up a flat, one little staircase can be like, yo, you know what I mean? It can be ouchy, but I often ask God, am I ouchy because I work out? Or am I ouchy because I'm old? Or am I ouchy because this is demonic? You're not going to be, like, I can't tell because I am, what is this? I'm 39, alright? I'm almost 40. I'm going to turn 40 next year in August. So I don't know if it's age. I really don't know if it's age because I have not been squealing this. I have not squealed this much in my life. When I walk around, when I turn in bed, I don't squeal that much. Am I getting old? You're gonna know that it's not age when you're 17 and you're doing that. You're gonna know that it's not age when you're 22 and you're doing that. When you're 27, you're going to know when you're a 32-year-old athlete that's been running laps around people all of your life since you were a teenager. You're gonna know that it's not you. You're gonna know that you are being oppressed by demons so much that you now sound like your grandmother. You now be out just sounding like your mom. Every time you get off a chair, you're like, ugh. Every time you lay down, it's like, ugh. Every time you go up just one little flight of stairs, you're already breathing like a dog, panting like an animal. But like, yeah, you are gonna know it's not you because you're athletic. You're gonna know when you struggle to lift your dumbbells, however many curls you can do in 30 seconds. You're gonna know when you can only do 15. You're gonna know when you are already exasperated from the first 100 meters of jogging. When you are a marathoner, you're going to know that demons are all up in your grill. You're gonna know. Yeah, so let not this 39-year-old woman deceive you into thinking she's getting old, because while that might be true, it also is likely testable in a vacuum. If I were to be given reprieve for a week from witchcraft spells, yeah, I would be able to tell if at all I'm getting old, or if that was demonic oppression that's making me literally squeal like a door turning on its hinges in my bed when I turn from one side to the other. When demonic attack is that hard knock, like when you wake up feeling like your head is the size of like an electric fan, like you literally feel like a whole metal steel electric fan, when your head feels like when you lift your head out of bed and there's a headache that just comes and sits right here every single morning. When you're not the kind of person to struggle with migraines, when your neck is always sore, when you didn't sleep funny, when you didn't sleep funny, when turning left and right is now a little bit of an issue, literally, like all of your nuts and bolts appear to be rusty. But like I said, you're just 23. Stuff like that is coming. Stuff like that is coming. You will know what demonic attack is. You will know what demonic abuse is. You will know what walking underwater feels like. You will know what it's like to be a synchronized swimmer. A person that has to keep your balance and your, what do you call this? Your elegance in water that is trying to defy you because it's water. You're gonna have to make like a synchronized swimmer and still make something beautiful out of being severely resisted, out of being exorbitantly resisted. That is the time that we find ourselves in. And right now it's still day, but it's becoming kind of dusky. It is becoming late. It's becoming late. It's day. It's like, for instance, 7 p.m. in downtown Joburg. It's not yet quite dead, flatlined, but it's starting to be dead, such that everybody better get in a taxi and fight, go home. Make sure that you go inside your houses, go in the last taxi that is leaving Brie before 7:30, because after that it's gonna start to shuba. When it's getting all dark outside, that's when it's gonna start to shuba. That's when people are gonna start wanting to pickpocket. That's when people are gonna start wanting to rob and kidnap and rape, like shove a woman in a corner and have a field day with her. That's when that's gonna start to happen. And right now we are at about like 7, 8, 7:30, 8 in downtown Joburg. It is largely safe, but it's starting to get dangerous. But the hours are going to continue to progress, and then it's going to be like 10, and then it's going to be 11. Then it's going to be just absolutely unacceptable for anybody to find themselves in Joburg, downtown Joburg. Now Seilibusihu, and because it's nighttime, everything goes now. People are purging like no man's business. People are already purging now. You guys have seen the movie The Purge. Crime is legal for 24 hours and 1 day a year. People are already purging now using witchcraft. Witchcraft is their night. Yeah, Kibusu babona, due to the fact that sorcery promises anonymity. It promises a veil of anonymity to people who are engaged in it, in that they imagine that they're safe from being seen because nobody knows that they've cast a spell. So for witches, it's like 11 p.m. every day for them, while for the rest of us it's currently like 8:30. Yeah, it's currently like 7:38, where it is that it is largely safe in a bustling city where there's still a lot of people climbing the last taxi going home, but it's getting dangerous. And I am in between those worlds, where I'm being afflicted by people who are living in 24-hour 11th hour boulevard. They're sitting 24 hours a day in 10 p.m. mode. They're sitting all day long in 11 p.m. mode, while I am in 7:30 to 8 mode. So when I look around, it's like my life, I'm in too much danger for the fact that we have not yet arrived at the tribulation. I'm in too much danger. Like the fact that I've got a terminal illness, the terminal illness of which is these witches, all these people baloyang. I'm in too much danger. But the only reason I'm in so much danger is because I see what they do in their little 11 p.m. constitution. And so they keep on bashing me with sorcery. Men want to rape me. I've got some animal that was set free out of a cage in the US that is throwing bombs at me almost daily. And I am hanging out in 738, 830 Boulevard around people who are in and of themselves making an observation that it's about 7:38, 8:30, and if they don't get in a taxi and go home, guzoba dangerous. But they are not being attacked at 7:30. It's like I am being accosted at 7:30. Go bring. Since I'm really busy. And people are walking around me ignoring that I am being mugged. Where it is that it's still busy even though it's getting emptied. Yeah. I am being accosted before the final hour. And the reason why I'm being accosted like this is because, like I said, God is using my life to describe to you what your lives are going to be like in the tribulation. You're going to be 23 meager years old and yet have the nuts and bolts, the plumbing, basically your whole body in Jefela operating like that of a senile 75-year-old woman that has not, that struggles to, that needs a crane. Is it a crane? To walk. You're going to be so inebriated with demonic oppression that your bodies are going to be like sacks of potatoes. They're going to be heavy. You are going to struggle to do everything. Your skin is going to sink in. You are going to lose vibrancy. You are going to be exhausted. Dark circles under your eyes, guys. You know, I combat my dark circles with vitamin C. I combat my dark circles with forcing myself to sleep even when I can't. I combat them, but I'm not one to get dark circles. That's what y'all need to understand. Historically, I don't have a history with them. I'm blessed that way. I don't have a history with dark circles. Again, I thought maybe it's age. I thought it's age, but the past 2 weeks, I have had this like gray matter underneath my eyes, just there, and it gets especially bad after a full day. After exercise, ingati somebody has literally drunk as with a straw all of the hemoglobin in my blood and taken away the pink, the glow in my skin and my cheeks, and I've gotta sleep for those dark circles to minimize. Like I said, I don't know with me because I'm 39. You see, I'm at that age. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's age, because you know when you get older, you get crept up on by things that never used to be there just yesterday. You suddenly see like a line. You suddenly see dark circles when you never used to have them. You suddenly see, you know, things that are happening and you're like, oh goodness, no. And that wasn't there yesterday. That's what happens at around my age. You start to see stuff that wasn't there yesterday. So I'm not really sure if I'm getting old or if this is demonic, but the gray circles underneath my eyes, the past 2 weeks, it's only now that I guess I'm combating them. I'll do these face exercises, lymph drainage. I do a lot of facial massaging every single day, and it's working to drain out whatever's going on underneath there. But with all that effort, that's what's good. And I've been wondering, Lord God Almighty, if at all I was reprieved from witchcraft attacks for a week, if I was reprieved from demonic oppression for a week, would I still have these dark circles? Is this age? Or is this demonic oppression? I would know. Like, all I need is relief for a week to know that this is not age, that my exercise has reversed the hands of time and made sure that I am things that people are typically going through at my age when they are lethargic and sedentary, that I don't go through them. You know, exercise is this miracle worker that when you do it for years, you see the benefits later on. So ukathala nje, exhaustion and dark circles under your eyes and just looking tired all the time. Yeah, I never, like, no matter how badly I burned the midnight oil back in the day, did not sleep all day, I never got dark circles. It's just something I never ever struggled with ever in my life. Bags and dark circles, it's never been a thing for me. Genetically, that's just how it is, I guess. Like, it's just the way killing cutting. But now, thank goodness I don't have bags yet. But dark circles attack me, especially after I've been harassed really badly by demons, and I can feel that that's what's going on, and I use exercise to conquer. After that exercise, the awakening, I'm gaunt like a ghost. And I wonder, when I look in the bathroom mirror, especially the bathroom mirror, because it's got this like light that shows you everything. I'm like, God, is this me? Is this legit me? Is this me getting old here? Is this me being tired? Or is this demonic oppression? And these dark circles attacked me maybe just like starting perhaps like 2 months ago. All throughout my 39 years of life up until about 2 months ago, I never experienced dark circles at all. Now I have them. That's how badly these people have ramped up with demonic attack, and that's why I believe we're going home, because the Lord made it clear that in the run-up to him rapturing the body of Christ, that I'm going to be attacked back to back, and suicide is going to be a big fat chunky theme raining around in my brain because of those attacks. So when I started getting dark circles, I was like, I guess this is what happens when you conquer a Grim Reaper that's trying to take you a Grim Reaper that's trying to take you away from the River Jordan where you're waiting for the rapture to happen. And it's trying to make you commit suicide as Elijah. That's what's good. Yeah, so if a Grim Reaper gives you dark circles on that day, be proud of your dark circles, girl. Why? Because you have conquered an angel of death. You're not an angel, a demon, a fallen angel of death. You have conquered a spirit that wants to kill you, and it's fighting you so hard that now you got dark circles. So let those be your war scars. Allow your dark circles to be your war scars. Allow your new fine line to be your war scars. And now your new wrinkles, your new gray hair, that'll be your war scars, because in the tribulation ain't no time to be worrying. about vitamin C, about collagen, about niacinamide, about that which it is that's going to basically reverse the signs of aging, about retinol. That stuff is not going to matter, because when you know that Christ is about to return for a second time, all vanity will be thrown out the window. Do you understand? I currently still wear some semblance of vain glory, in the sense that I'm still worried about retinol. I'm still worried about vitamin C and aging, because I'm not 100% sure if the rapture is going to happen any minute now. And so I'm taking care of myself just in case I still am going to go out there and meet a man. I'm still going to go out there and have children. However, in the tribulation, don't even bother. Don't waste your time with collagen peptides. Do not waste your time with niacinamide and vitamin C, or even sunscreen. Like, just get the bare minimum, because in 7 years from that date of the rapture, the Lord is going to come back in his second coming. And I do believe in, like I said, in a mid-trib rapture as well. And on that day, you're going to get an incorruptible body. So who cares if you lose all of your beauty in just 2 years? Because that stuff is going to happen. It is going to happen. People are going to lose their beauty, their glory, in a matter of months. The only ones that will be able to maintain somewhat of their youthful splendor are kids, because they still got all that collagen operating. So the 15-year-old will be 22 when the Lord returns, so they'll still look good. That's what's good. The 20-year-old will be 27. Yeah, but people who are like 30, by the time the tribulation is over, you're gonna be looking like you're 48. You're gonna be looking like you're 48. People who are 45, you are going to be looking 60 by the time the tribulation ends. People who are 60, you might not even live. If you survive, you're gonna be like your great granddad in the grave, never mind still walking around these streets. People are gonna age prematurely in the worst way. It's written about the weather in the tribulation. One of the plagues is sun, like hard knock sun, and it's written that men will be scorched with great heat, and they will blaspheme God who is in heaven because of that heat and those plagues, because the plague was exceedingly great. If therefore you think that right now that we're walking at here in 2023, if you think it's hot, if you are always trying to protect yourself from the sun now because you're trying to preserve your age, you don't want sun damage, you don't want UV damage, if you're always wearing sunscreen, understand a day is coming when you will understand what all of those medical professionals with their peer review studies concerning the effect of the sun on the skin in the long run, you're gonna know what they were talking about. You're gonna get age spots, sunspots at just 27 that would not have appeared on your face until you were 38. Like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. Because of demonic oppression, because of weather events, because of how dry it'll be, how also hot it will be, how like everything is just going to be in an extreme. We are not yet at that night. Do you understand? We are currently, however, not even in the day either. We are at sunset. That's where we're at. We're at sunset. The sun has not entirely set. You can still see it on the horizon, but it's setting. And so criminals are starting to come out to play. And so therefore things are getting really bad. And what I'm trying to explain to everybody is that what you've seen ain't nothing in comparison to what's coming. And the only people that are going to be safe against are Christians that are going to be raptured in heaven. Christians that are going to get born again only after you will be subjugated to the tyranny of all of those elements. You will be subjugated to the tyranny of increasing demonic abuse. First of all, demons are going to be running and walking around rampantly, freely able for you to see them in waking day. And then there's going to be people who are still dabbling with them, messing with witchcraft and all that jazz. So on a loop. No matter how much you say no, they're going to be pouncing on you. No matter how much you are disinterested in something, you are going to be coerced in a way that you will find unsustainable and irresponsible for people to try and force you, but nobody will care because everybody will have switched. There'll be something in them that's going to make them kind of beastly and unprepared to heed your proclamations on a rooftop about what's your right and what's not, because people are going to be taking or exploiting the situation. They're going to observe young girls that have lost their moms and dads in car accidents coming back home from work during the rapture, and they will have been sitting at home and then find out, oh goodness, a strange event has happened. And so when then you don't have any parents, you're an orphaned girl who's just 17 years old. My goodness, the little random animal that is in the US, such men as those are going to be insisting that that girl move in with them. Yeah, come and live with me, I'll take care of you, I'll give you bread. Don't you see you don't have parents anymore? You've got nothing. You find him disgusting. You keep saying no. You keep saying I'm not interested, and he keeps on trying to tether you with a rope into his life. Kankan. No amount of no is going to work. Women, you are going to be raped like no man's business. Like no other time in history. You have to flee. And some of the people that are going to ravage your body are going to be people that once upon a time asked you out and you said no, and they let you go because you were still living in safe society. You were still cool. It was some colleague at work that felt some kind of way about the fact that you rejected them, but they had to let you be, fly like a bird, whatever, because he was trying to be a law-abiding citizen that nobody's going to give grief to for being a little mini rapist in the office. But after the rapture has happened, that guy, you will go to him on some temba. What was happening, what's going on, and he will have a conversation with you, talk to you, and you will feel like you have found solace and comfort in a person that you know from the office. He will lure you into a corner and he will be like, I've always liked you. Like, just entirely irresponsible. And when you're like, Temba, we spoke about this, no, I'm not interested, plus look at what's going on around. And Temba's going to be like, whoa, like, relax, come on. I know you want this. And next thing, you've been raped. I know of a woman back in the day, she used to be my friend turned witch, whatever, but she got into a car accident. And she had a cut. She was bleeding from her, from her hair. Like blood was dripping down her face, essentially. The first person to respond after she got into that car accident was some guy. And he stopped his car, hazarded, went over to the vehicle and was like, oh my goodness, whoa, I see you've gotten into an accident. Are you okay? Are you okay? And my former friend was like, yeah, I'm okay. Just call the ambulance and whatnot. She was the only person in the car. She was the one driving. She was bleeding. And as she was sitting down on the pavement, waiting for medical responders, basically, to come and tend to her, this guy, while this chick has got like blood gushing, like literally, or maybe not gushing, but it was dripping down her face. She needed to be taken to hospital, for crying out loud, for her to be checked and everything. This guy was like, so what's your name? Do you perhaps want to give me your number? Yes, this chick was like, my goodness, I was bleeding. There was blood over my eye. And this guy was asking for my number. That's what the tribulation is going to be like. Like, men are going to realize the vulnerability of women, and instead of acting appropriately to the situation around, they're going to be thinking about their loins. They're going to be thinking about having sex. They're going to be thinking about everything else that is futile instead of appropriately responding to the matter at hand. Like, it's going to get bad. So nobody is safe. Essentially, women are not safe in the presence of anyone other than perhaps their blood brothers, their blood dads, their cousins, basically people that aren't going to flagrantly afflict them. If at all, they're not suffering with a bad case of incestual desire. Because even Aranganbenu are not going to be trustworthy. Nobody is going to be safe in any, like, everybody is going to, women are basically going to have to walk around with chastity belts. I'm trying to, not even panty made of steel, underwear made of steel, making sure that no man can go through there. Because the way that I have been desired for ravaging, the way men just want to ravage my body right now, is telling of what's coming in the tribulation, where it is that if a man finds you attractive even in the slightest, you're in danger, because you are no longer going to be given the luxury of saying I suga. When a silly little guy is shellering you on the side of the street, this time around he's just going to take it because he wants it. That's what anarchy looks like. That's what a lack of law and order looks like. That's what the streets look like when there is nobody that's coming for the criminals. So it's almost going to be almost as if though Tanyani, prison, Sun City, by Bootsy, by they unlocked it, unleashed it on the earth and said, go, do whatever it is that you did before. Because law and order, first responders, medically and also in terms of the police force, are not going to be able to get to anybody on time. In that time. So nobody is safe. Women are not safe. Men are not safe. Children are not safe. Pedophiles are going to be running rampant, just taking kids from school playgrounds because poison now. And they're going to do it so openly as well. Leaving mothers feeling listless after their kids have just been ripped from out of their hands. Listless. Crying, screaming with nobody coming for them because ain't nobody gonna be acting a hero. Nobody's gonna be a hero. Nobody is going to be brave. That's a time that is coming. So with all of these, with all of this attempted rape of my person, I'm enduring a tribulation, do you understand? I'm going through men that what me gankani. They are romanticizing my sorrow. Like my former friend, my face is bleeding. I've gotten into an accident and in the young shell. I need hospitalization. I could actually have internal injuries. I might be dead in a week. And yet at the scene of a car accident. That is what is going on to me. So impilo yami, it only speaks of a time that is coming, where it is that mankind is going to be that tactless. It's written in God's word that perilous times are going to come in the last days, where people are going to be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, disobedient to parents, etc., etc., etc. There is a massive, there's quite a chunky telling description of the moral turpitude of mankind in the last days, and it's going to eat you alive. It is going to consume you whole. It is going to make out of you a cadaver of shock. Do you understand? The lack of manners that I have experienced from men that were law-abiding citizens, like Amadota, that I would have trusted sitting in the same room as the only woman with overnight, and trusted that without anybody trying to rape me. I have been crawled up my skirt by men like those. Men I trusted. Guys I used to go to school with. Guys I used to work with. Guys I used to party with. Turned rapists. As soon as they lodged inside sorcery, first and foremost, and secondly, as soon as they made an observation of my sorrow. Like no man's business. I told you, like rape. And that stuff is gonna come to you in the tribulation. Mankind is currently in sunset time. And so they look at me and they think my situation is extreme only very uniquely. It's nothing to apply to everybody in the ecosystem around, except it's coming to a next door neighbor near you. It is coming to a bank robber near you. It is coming to you. It is coming to a colleague near you. And it's going to be loftier even than what I'm experiencing. It is going to be worse even than what I'm experiencing. What it is that I am going through right now, it's bad. Y'all can agree, but only because you're sitting from comfortable positions. You are cushy right now. Yeah. So you agree that what I'm experiencing is just nasty. Yeah. Well, it's gonna get worse. You are going to have an nth degree of what I'm going through. It's going to be epic. How terrible your lives are going to be. Nobody is going to respect you, your human rights. Nobody, I don't know, so many women are out here tagging along with me too. Understand that ain't nobody care that you have been touched by a guy. You know, right now women, you complain, you lament about sexual harassment when men talk dirty to you in the office. They use sexual innuendo and just throwing it in your grill. They touch you a strange way and say, sorry, I didn't mean to. They are very incredibly suggestive. They basically disregard your rights as a woman to not be harassed in that way. And you complain when a dude has lambasted you by shellering you over email or by responding in a very sexually suggestive way over an email that is professional. Lo muntu has not gone anywhere near you. They have not seen your bra. They've not seen your panties. They've just spoken badly, and you out here, need to. All over the show, you are complaining, you're lamenting, you're throwing it out there that you are irritated with the way that these guys are treating you, and you are comforting one another as women in this Me Too movement. That look at the email that this loser sent me. This time around, you're not going to be able to gather together as a caucus of women, Me Tooing a whole bunch of sexually suggestive men who are exploiting your womanhood as in the office, using all different kinds of strange terms of endearment for you, even though you're a whole professional, like calling you toots in the office. Yeah, that's not going to be the biggest qualm that you have. Now, it's going to be men literally groping you, touching you, taking you, and you're not going to be able to gather with women and say me too, because they're not going to be anywhere to be found. Women are also in and of themselves going to be untrustworthy. Akuzoba, anything sane in society, you will not know who to trust. And so people are going to turn against each other. There will be a whole bunch of random carnage on the streets, murder. People who are so self-protective that they will board up their houses and they will carry guns when they don't usually carry them. They will carry weapons when they don't usually carry them. You will no longer be able to walk mostrating, pass a neighbor and say hello, goodbye. Now that same neighbor is going to pass you shade because that same neighbor won't know if you've changed, in the same way that you won't know if they've changed. And so you will not trust each other. You will look at one another with suspicion. Nobody is going to be safe. And so the streets are going to be empty. No more bustling downtown Johannesburg. No more people just walking next, like, to the store to go and buy bread. No more any such thing. Everybody will be hiding somewhere. And no, you are highly unlikely also going to be hiding in your own houses, because they're going to get looted. They're going to get pummeled. They're going to get pillaged. They are going to basically get stripped and then move to the next one and next one and next one and the next one and the next one. So staying in your own houses is not even going to save you. That's why get it off grid. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. You're going to have to go and live far, far, far away, where it is that basically animals live. If at all you're going to be safe from people, and you're going to have to find people you can trust to hide with. Yeah. Well, I don't have any such far, far away place to go. Neither can I be anywhere other than where it is that I am amidst my enemies. And so I am being lambasted on the daily by some pretty licentious people. That's what's good. Ngiyathakathwa left and right, because people have made an observation that I am suffering, and so they're purging on me. But at least I still live in a world where I can go outside and walk past some dude in my neighborhood and trust that he's not going to shoot me on the street as I walk or rob me of what is on my person. I can largely trust that upon walking to the Pick and Pay, I'm probably going to come back okay. The statistics for that are in my favor. The odds are in my favor that right. Of course, there's always a danger any moment of the day whenever you go out there, but you can gauge or rightly successfully measure those stats as being in your favor in certain ecosystems. And the tribulation is not the kind of time where taking a walk to the Pick and Pay to go and buy bread and come back is an easy walk. It might be just, 300 meters, nothing much, like in and out. That's you. Just go and grab some fresh air, some sun. Yeah, this time around, a little 200, 300 meter walk could mean life and death. It could kill you. It could end your life. The risk of going out there in the wild is going to be increased, intensified, manyfold over. Just as Mina, every single day when I come on the internet and I upload content, I increase manifold over the risk of getting shot by some loose cannon, stray animal, set free out of a cage out in America, or some other ones right here roaming these streets in South Africa. I face a risk daily. Do you understand what I'm saying? That I could just get shot dead. Like random animals throwing death spells at me. Throwing the korobela love spells on me. Like men that want to marry me with like kisabatsebi. Like entire rapists just roaming around. But hey, all I'm doing is taking a little 200 meter walk. All I'm doing is taking a little 300, 500 meter walk. Like nothing hectic. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a jiffy. Yeah, this time around, the trip that would have rendered you one who would be back in a jiffy is going to be astronomically magnified in its danger. It's going to be dangerous to be seen anywhere in plain sight. In society, you're gonna have to hide like little rodents in tunnels underground. That's what is coming. And you think I'm the one here that's in trouble? I can walk to Pick and Pay and back safely, insofar as I don't get hit by a car. I can take a drive to the spa and back, just as I'm about to go now. Grandpa for my mom. I can drive there and come back. And trust largely that I'm going to come back. There's always a risk that I could get into a car accident, but the probabilities are the ordinary ones that we face daily in society. So my life is far better than what y'all's lives are about to be. I told you, my life and my situation is a diet tribulation. It's a diet tribulation, a mini version, a light-hearted version. But what is coming to you and you and you and you and you and everybody looking around me is an impossibility to so much as get out of your house. Like, just open a curtain, because you could get killed just by opening a curtain. Yeah, having to board up your windows, having to live somewhere other than your own comfortable home. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep even in hotels sometimes. Like, home is where the heart is and comfort is where the home is at. Largely, you feel really at home and at ease when you are like, sleepovers are rough. Like, that's why I never did them very much. Even when I was a teenager, I've always had a thing about being in my own bed. Well, this time around, you're going to be sleeping in random dingy corners of the earth because you can no longer be in your bed. That time is coming. And you look at me and you think I'm uncomfortable. You're going to wish you had my living conditions. Or when I'm better, or this like little hut that I come from every single day that I record from, it is a familiar place that I sleep in every night. So kenale comforts that y'all are gonna lack in the tribulation, but you're passing me shade. Well, I mean, you will have purged. Will you not have? You will have purged the living daylights out of the earth in the run-up to the rapture, until the Lord took the babies home, until the Lord took his Christians home. And now you got to experience what it's like to be in nighttime 24 hours a day, and everything is dangerous. You're always scared. There's always creeps salivating after your daughter. They're salivating after even you. Men are raping all the women in the household, pillaging it, and then shooting the men dead. Like, there are just so many crimes being committed with absolutely no right to recourse, no laws being employed, such that basically, it's every man for himself on that day. It's every man for himself on that day. Ultimately, there will be a crime state, not a crime state, what is this? A police state that is going to erect or effect law and order. But in the very beginning of the tribulation, yes, like virgin daughters are going to be getting taken by 40-year-old men on the street because every time I'm coming back from school. That's what's good. Yeah, your daughters are going to be raped in front of you. You as women are going to be raped in front of your husbands. You as women are going to be taken and made to live, bound hand and foot and everything, with some silly man that's always been salivating after you, the silly man of which is a colleague on Nahoshela, and you were out here passing him shade. And so he decided to go to is going to hold on to you until they have erected the police state. That's what's going to be going on. And again, the police state that they're going to erect, you can't hang out in it because it's the Antichrist system. So you're going to have to constantly live out there in the bush like a rodent in the tunnels. If at all you're going to escape the mark of the beast, if they bust you, they will then kill you. There is no place that is safe for anyone at all in the tribulation, especially if they want to be godly. So I guess welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. I hope you've been edified. That's all I'll say. I have to go to the garage before I exercise. Peace.